What made the entire spin class evacuate when I got on the bike? So last month I signed up for this new spin studio downtown because my friend Emma kept bragging about how amazing the instructor was. I'd never done spin before but figured it couldn't be that hard, right? Just pedaling in place. I showed up in my regular gym shorts and a tank top, grabbed some cycling shoes from the front desk, and walked into this dimly lit room with techno music blasting. The bikes were packed super close together, and I squeezed into the only open spot in the middle of the front row. Everyone else looked like they belonged in a fitness magazine while I was still figuring out how to clip my shoes into the pedals. The instructor, this super energetic woman named Kendra, started the class with some warm-up routine. I was doing okay for the first 10 minutes, just trying to keep up with the rhythm. Then she called out for everyone to increase their resistance and stand up on the pedals. That's when things went sideways. I cranked the resistance knob way too hard because I couldn't hear her instructions over the music. When I tried to stand up, my legs were burning like crazy and I started breathing really heavy. I thought I was just out of shape, but then I noticed this weird smell starting to fill the room. At first I figured someone had just brought a protein shake that went bad or something, but the smell kept getting stronger and stronger. It was like rotten eggs mixed with garbage that had been sitting in the sun for weeks. I glanced around and saw people starting to cover their noses with their shirts. The woman next to me actually gagged and sat back down on her bike. That's when I realized the smell was coming from me. Not just regular body odor either, but something way worse. Apparently the protein bar I'd eaten right before class was some new brand my roommate bought that had these weird digestive enzymes in it. Combined with the intense workout and me being lactose intolerant without knowing this bar had whey protein, my stomach was basically a ticking time bomb. I tried to play it off and keep pedaling, hoping maybe the smell would go away or people would think it was someone else. But then Kendra stopped mid-instruction and started looking around with this confused expression. She kept the music going, but you could tell she was trying to figure out what was happening. More people were getting off their bikes and heading toward the back of the room. The guy behind me actually said out loud, "Dude, what is that smell?" And I wanted to disappear into the floor. I was sweating bullets, not just from the workout, but from pure embarrassment. Then my stomach made this horrible gurgling sound that was loud enough for people to hear over the music. That's when I knew I had to get out of there before things got even worse. I tried to unclip from the pedals as quickly as possible, but my hands were shaking and I couldn't get the mechanism to release. Meanwhile, more people were backing away from the general area around my bike. One woman actually grabbed her water bottle and towel and moved to a bike in the very back corner. Kendra finally paused the music and asked if everyone was okay. I finally got unclipped and basically ran toward the exit, but not before letting out another wave of the most toxic smell I've ever produced in my life. By the time I made it to the door, at least half the class had either left their bikes or were heading for the exits themselves. I heard someone behind me say they were going to complain to management about the ventilation system. I grabbed my stuff from the locker and bolted out of there so fast I forgot to return the cycling shoes. Emma texted me later asking why everyone was talking about how they had to evacuate the spin class because of some kind of gas leak. I told her I left early because I wasn't feeling well, which technically wasn't a lie. I got a call from the studio the next day asking if I'd experienced any digestive distress during class because multiple people complained and they were trying to figure out if there was a problem with their air circulation. I pretended I had no idea what they were talking about and said I felt fine the whole time.